Good morning, everybody. I am back home. We had a nice long trip yesterday. We did not do as much recording as I thought I was going to do. Um, Mainly because most of our stops were just quick jump out, use the restroom, get some gas, and get back on the road. Um, I'm sorry if the way I look right now looks a little disheveled. It is because one, my hair does not want to be combed. It wants to do its own thing. So it's like I have tried to comb this 3 different times, and this one side is like, nope, we're just gonna stick up. So my hair looks a little funky. Well, I always look a little funky in my brain, but that's beside the point. Anyhow, the trip went smoothly. Jerry drove it all. We took it easy when we had to. Basically, road conditions were fine until we got to Missouri, and then there was road construction up and down the whole highway, up until just past or just before we got to St. Roberts, Missouri. But the trip was good. We had a good time. We're both glad to be back home. I did do a couple clips, which I will add to this video towards the end. But we're home. I have all day today off. I'm supposed to have tomorrow off, but due to financial situations and the factor that the job doesn't give me enough hours as is, I'm going to probably call them or go up there sometime this afternoon before 2 and talk to my supervisor to let her know if she needs me tomorrow. She can give me a call. At least that's what I'm thinking about doing. What I actually do might be different. Depends on what all we get done today and how we feel. And what I mean by we is me and Jerry. Monday night I had talked to Jerry Tuesday morning I talked to Jerry because the time away we've had together gave me time to reflect and a lot of thoughts and whatnot. And one of the biggest issues we have here at the house, or here as a couple, and it's not just, I guess what I'm trying to say is I have not really been considering a lot of things that's been going on because of my own issues. But yeah. Just let me just break it down to you. So this video is going to be a little bit long, so I'm sorry. Back in the I'd say around, I was after 2010, but it was before Hurricane Sandy. So I had to be somewhere in between late 2010 and early 2011. Jerry had torn her meniscus in her knee. Now, we did not know the severity of it. She thought maybe she just, twisted it the wrong way at the concert that we went to for Third Day. And, well, because of the factor, she just thought it was a severe, strain or something like that. Twisted knee, whatever. she had gotten an infection that was threatening. So she had to have a PICC line, and I think I've talked about this before, a PICC line going up her arm and into like right above her, near her heart, to pump antibiotics and whatnot to keep the infection from basically causing her to have a heart attack. And ever since then, she's had weakening. Well, she already had a weak knee from softball in her younger years. So now so because of that, she now has two bad knees. So because of this incident, her, I don't want to say stamina or whatnot, because she was doing fairly good, but between knee problems and her age and her health issues and whatnot, she only has, as she puts it, so many spoons, so much energy. Now, she does put a lot of energy into doing things around the house. She does, she does the cooking and whatnot for the most part. And because of her legitimate medical issues, she needs a lot more help than normal. Now, she did admit to the fact that she does, from time to time, not put too much responsibility on me, but asks me for a lot more help than normal, because before her knee issue, before her medical issue, she was very energetic and self-reliant. But one of the issues that we have here at the house, and this is not just me and Jerry, it's all three of us. We have a breakdown or lack of communication for one reason or another. Whether it's me being self-reliant and not always asking for help when I need it, or just a breakdown in the communication because of one thing or another. Maybe I've had it, this is before this job. Maybe in the past it was because of the fact that I was having a bad day and I just didn't want nothing to do with anybody after I got off work. For mom is a true introvert. She will basically keep everything internal until it comes to the breaking point. And Mom and I had long talks while Jerry was gone about the factor of the lack of communication. And one of the reasons why things had gotten to the point where Mom was at her breaking point was not enough communication. Mom needs to come out of her rooms more, spend more time with us, talk with us more. There's going to be a lot of changes around the house, and I'm wondering myself, are all these changes coming about because of my positive changes, because I'm trying to change things for me for the positive, so hopefully it will affect everybody for the positive? Maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. All I know is I've had a heart-to-heart with Mom before the trip. During the trip, Diane and I had heart-to-hearts, so things look like they will start to smooth out. Things will start getting better for everybody involved. That being said, today is a new day. It begins a new adventure. I know today we have got to finish unpacking the car. The reason why I say that is because last night we got in almost at 11 p.m. We had been on the road for almost 14 hours. Yeah, because we left Texas about 9:30 to 10 a.m. We got back. So, yeah, somewhere in between 12 and 13 hours. Because, the map's going to say, oh, yeah, it's going to take you 10 hours and 46 minutes. But, you've got at least an hour to 2 hours worth of gas stops, potty breaks, food breaks, that kind of thing. So, yeah, that was part of our fun. And I had thought about, every time we stopped to do a quick vlog or something like that, I forgot. I was too focused on trying to get home at a decent hour. So I apologize that I didn't get a lot of video. We didn't spend a lot of time in Texas. Basically what happened is I got to Texas at 3:30 in the afternoon. It took us 4 hours to drive to where we were going to spend the night. So everybody was basically doing their thing for the day. So it's like, why wait until everybody gets off of work or whatnot to visit and then get to the hotel after 11 o'clock and then get up the next morning to start driving? So that's what we did. But, excuse me. For what time we had on the road together away from the house, it was good. Yeah. Morning frog. I get these, I guess because I'm drinking tea in the morning time, it breaks down some of the gunk in my throat. Anyhow, I'm going to do a quick Bible because this vlog was originally going to be just a simple Bible thing, but yeah, I get talking about things that are on my brain and forget about what I was doing. Anyhow, for the Bible segment of this video, it is from Joshua 11:8. Oh no, I'm sorry, Joshua 11:6. Is that right? Did I do the right one? I'm sorry, folks. Yeah, 11:6, okay. And it says here, the Lord said to Joshua, do not be afraid of them, because by this time tomorrow I will hand all of them slain over to Israel. You are to hamstring their horses and burn their chariots. Now, that last part seems a little harsh for a Bible verse, but that's what happened. I mean, basically, Joshua was given command over an army, and he was given commands from God to go forth and claim this land as yours, and every occupying force basically out there is basically given unto you. Don't fear them. Now, the hamstringing of horses and burning of chariots, that's kind of like, I can't, not that I can't understand it, but I can't use that for something in today's life, basically. Now, if you've noticed that the last couple verses, especially in Joshua, is all about going forth and taking control over a situation. Don't fear, not taking over a situation. Don't fear a situation. Don't fear what's in front of you. Most of Joshua is not only about not fearing what's in front of you, but it's also about, don't worry about what's in front of you. Don't worry about your day. Don't worry about your problems. Don't fear them. It's a whole spiel about not fearing. Well, we don't have much out there to fear. I mean, what's out there is either out there for a reason or, we can sit there and see that big old storm cloud coming and go, oh, great. Is that going to be a hurricane? Is that going to be a tornado? Is that going to be a really bad electrical storm where power is going to get knocked out? Or worst case scenario with an electrical storm is, and it happened once to one of my neighbors, is their house got hit by lightning and all their electronics got fried. Well, all that's replaceable. Tornado comes, blows down your house. The house is replaceable. Is everybody alive? Is everybody okay? That's what we worry about. The people around us. There's no reason to fear a situation. I mean, I get up every morning, I go to work, and in the back of my mind, yeah, there's that, when the rush comes, you're going to get really, really busy, and you're going to have to focus and do all this stuff. Yeah. There's that everyday possibility while I'm work. How bad is the rush going to be? How many people are going to order fried items? That kind of thing. Well, I had that issue over the weekend before going to Joanne. And I had just got done reading on Friday a segment out of one of my books, The Modern Day Viking, which is kind of like a self-help for men. Well, there's a part of that book, and I know this sounds like it's not going to be part of the Bible verse, but it's kind of interconnected. There's a segment of that book talking about building up your internal defenses, your psychological defenses against the stresses of the day. Well, it interconnects because of the fact that it's also a no fear. Don't fear what's happening. And then, for those of you who are history buffs or have watched enough various programs that have to do with Vikings or the Roman, especially the Roman Empire, because the Roman Empire, the Roman military, developed this defensive system for the soldiers in combat, and it's called a shield wall. And basically what it is all the soldiers gathering together at tight quarters with their shields out front and over their heads to protect from oncoming assault. And to me, that's a no-fear thing, because in order for a shield wall to maintain its integrity and its strength, it is basically all the men who are basically holding up their shields to protect the rest of the army behind them have to have not only have to have confidence in each other, but have to have a no-fear attitude. Now that's where the Viking part comes in, because if the Vikings are known for basically having no fear. And Vikings did, thanks to watching the Roman Empire, Roman soldiers, learn how to develop their own shield wall. So internally, my mind, when I feel like I'm bombarded, or I feel like I'm gonna falter or not handle what's being tossed at me, my mind automatically goes into that shield wall defense type. Don't let the annoyance get through. Don't let the negative get through. Don't let the bombardment of what is coming at you get through, so you can maintain a strong mind, so you can keep going and doing what you've got to do. And I did that Saturday. I did that Sunday. It worked well. I was able to get through with very little to no stress, very little to no faltering. The only thing I had to worry about was remembering how much to drop or whatnot. And I developed that system too by basically, if I've got my baskets full of stuff being cooked, and they ask for something else to be cooked, I just pull the portion bag out, put it next to the fryer, so I know as soon as I got an empty basket to dump these items. And then once they're dumped and cooked, I just have to bag them up, go find the corresponding table with the little colored clips to know which item I need to drop. So I'm learning how to deal with this stuff. And that's the no fear factor from Joshua, is don't fear the bombardment of information, or the bombardment of things that you have to do at once, the multitasking, however you want to put it. Put up your defenses. Count what you've got to count. Do what you've got to do. Make it through. Steady. So what if you're going a little slower than the customers might want? You know what? Customers would rather you have you get their food to them without making a big mess or screwing up or totally forgetting about them. It's what needs to be done to get through the day. That's your no fear factor. Your no fear factor is, don't be afraid of nagging bosses. Don't be afraid of screaming children. Don't be afraid of driving on the highway. I put that in there because I'm going to have to deal with that Monday. Don't be afraid of what's around you or what's coming at you. There's always a defense or a purpose, or maybe you're supposed to go through a little bit of a tough time to learn stuff. I know that's true for me, because the only way I learn, sometimes the only way I learn is throw me into it. Monday, I'm going to have to drive from Jeff City, Columbia, which is about an hour and a half to 2 hours north of us, on a state highway that sometimes is only 3 lanes, sometimes it's only 2 lanes, sometimes it's 4 lanes, depending on what stretch of the road you're on. But I have to do that because mom's not comfortable doing it in our van, and Jerry's not comfortable driving mom's car, which I think is like get out of your comfort zone. I have to on a regular basis. But yeah. It's either I'm going to have to do it, or we're going to be sitting up in Jeff City, Columbia for a day or two, and I can't afford that. I probably have to be in town to work Tuesday evening. But it's that no fear situation. We have the grace of God, and we have the ability and option to call on his name for whatever we need. Strength in our daily routine, strength in our dealing with what seems to be a stressful situation, protection while traveling, protection from the coronavirus while out and about with the general public, things like that. It's like we were in Oklahoma for maybe about 2.5, 3 hours. And we stopped at we stopped in 2 or 3 different places in Oklahoma. But one of the places we stopped that Jerianne wanted to go into to shop because she saw a brand new Dollar Tree on the way down there with Lisa, and made note of it because Lisa did most of the driving, and Lisa was not going to try to drive a bunch of Bob roads, backcountry highways, however you want to call them. But we went in there and we stopped, and she was checking her, I guess one of her balances or something. I forgot what she was checking. But I'm sitting out there, and we see one of the people who works there come out, no mask, to get carts, and then go back in. And then we were seeing all kinds of people coming and going without masks. And there's a sign on the door saying, do not enter without a mask. And I'm sitting there going, really? This is not good. Nobody's paying attention to the sign, not even the workers. So, of course, we donned on our mask, went inside, did most of it was like either necessities that we could use at the house, or a couple craft items that I have never seen. So I was like, yeah, go ahead. We don't get that at home. But when we got back in the car, it's like we had the liquid sanitizer, we had a spray sanitizer, and we just basically hosed ourselves down, hosed the products down in the back of the car. I'm pretty sure when we go to unload the car, everything that's coming in the house is going to get another spray down. Because I'm just like, what? And it was that way through most of Oklahoma. Most of the places we stopped, they didn't have any of the protective gear that was even suggested by the stores themselves. But this whole pandemic thing is like one of those. Okay, I can understand the mask is to protect you from me because you don't know what I have. That's basically what the mask is for. It's not for protecting the general population. It is. It's kind of like you put the mask on, and it's to protect the person near you from what you might have or not have. Now, I can understand some people going, well, I got tested, and according to the test, I don't have it, so why should I put the mask on? Well, that's fine and dandy. If you got tested and they said you're healthy, do what you want to do. But the thing is, you don't know who's got what. So it's kind of like, I'd rather say, yeah, I got tested and I'm healthy, but I'm going to wear the mask on just for the added protection, because even though I'm healthy, I don't know what you're breathing and you don't have a mask on. I'd rather have the mask on just in case you are breathing something that's a contaminant, and the mask will help protect me anyhow. So it's one of those points of view type things. But if I get corona, which I hope I don't, because I hear it's a miserable thing to go through. But if I get corona, I'm not going to fear the possibility of dying from the corona. I'm not going to fear, what could happen after I go. I'm not going to, that's not for another 2 or 3, no. It's not for at least 3 more decades. I'd like to see 90, but I don't know. 90 might be interesting. 60 to 50 might be interesting. That's right around the corner. 90, I can sit there and go, well, dang, yeah, Star Trek is here. We're living Star Trek. Who knows? The future is an unknown, something that, yeah, some people could be like, oh, I fear the future because, the way the world is going right now is going downhill. Well, that's your point of view. You want to live in fear of what could happen in the future? That's your choice. I'm not going to. I kind of look forward to it because I think of it as a new adventure. The realm of possibilities are endless. Heck, in 10 more years, scientists can sit there and go, you know what? We're all a bunch of idiots. We should have been paying more attention to the Native Americans here in America and how they were living, because they were healthier than we are now, even after we came and invaded their territory and infected them with smallpox and all kinds of other things. Their natural way of living, their natural medicines, the things like that, are better than the stuff that they've been cooking up in labs for decades. Who knows? Who knows? Somebody could, sit there and go, hey, look, this technology that we've discovered, it will propel us into the future by 20 years if we start using it now. Don't know. Or it can get flipped over and we can be living like the Hunger Games or some, weird, crazy sci-fi type stuff. Don't know. Life is full of twists and ups and downs and interesting events and events that aren't so interesting or desirable. Life is one of those things where, hey, you know what? Jump in, hang on, let's see what happens. But it's also one of those things where it's like, if you just sit and hide in your homes because of fear, you're not going to enjoy your life. You're not going to have the adventures that you could be having. Heck, you don't have to be in a group going to the amusement park to have fun. You could be an individual with a backpack hiking along a mountain trail, sleeping in a tent, and then continuing on the next day for a week or 2. It is totally up to you. It is your choice. It is your lifestyle. It is the things that you choose to do that makes the difference in your life. You can sit back like Mom. I hate to use her as a focal point, but Mom, she's an introvert. She stays in her room for most of the time. granted, she does painting, she does stuff on her computer. She has her own life. But she's not that she's stuck at home like we're telling her she can't go out. But the thing is, she doesn't want to. She will if somebody invites her to go someplace or if she feels like going someplace. But for the most part, she wants to stay in her room. Now, that's her choice. Now, I want to get out and do stuff. I want to get out and go on an adventure. I want to go see the national parks. I want to go do a lot of different things. Why I'm not is, one, I don't really have the money. Two, I have to work. I have a out of home job basically. Jerry has her in-home job with YouTube and whatnot. That's her form of income. It is one of those things where it's like I have ambitions to do a lot of stuff, but it's a combination of I don't have the money, I don't have the ability because of time. So it's kind of like one of those things. If I didn't have to work outside the home, if I was making enough money with YouTube, and YouTube was my job, YouTube is one of those things where I can take that on the road and go wherever I want to and still do it as long as I have a decent Wi-Fi signal where it's not taking me 4 hours to download a 30-minute video. It's all these different things where, and then, it's like, yeah, I like to do this, I like to be able to do this, this, and this, but I don't have the money, don't have the time. Right now, Monday is Jerry Ann's second eye doctor appointment. That's why we got to go up to Columbia, because that's where that doctor is. I'm going to have to drive her back because they're going to dilate and give her an injection in both eyes, which will make it difficult for her to see to drive. So I have to face my fear of driving on the highway for long distances and just do it. Now, the good thing is the particular highway we're going on is the fastest you can go 65 miles per hour, so nobody should be going over 65 unless you're just being I'm going to use a word that I'll translate stupidad, which is basically, I think, Italian for stupid. And like Jerry and everybody else said, drive at a speed that's comfortable. If they don't like the speed you're going at, they can go around. Now, the only thing I'm worried about is if we're going down a hill and I've got a big rig behind me. No. I will end up having to change my shorts because as it is driving on a flat level driving surface and having one of those big rigs come up behind me, yeah, I don't feel like being a road pancake. Thank you very much. That would be my only big concern because, yeah, like Jerry said, if they want to go faster, they can go around you. You just have to mind the big rig because, yeah, they will ruin your day in more ways than one. But it's a fear that I have to face, just like all the fears that Joshua had to face during his leadership, leading Israel to the promised land. So it's just one of those things. Like, you have fears, you can face them. Look at Joshua. Joshua was living in a time where being conquered or being the conqueror was a big thing. Trying to find a place to settle several thousand, if not more, people that are looking to him as a leader to do what is right for them. They had chances of natural disasters causing problems. They had very few to little medical, for their time, they had what they needed, and sometimes they didn't have enough. we can look back at historical figures like Joshua, who led a nation through enemy territory, taking whatever cities God said was yours to take, things like that. Now, also on a historical level and a religious level, a lot of religious philosophers, a lot of people who don't want to study the history behind religion but will follow a religion have basically claimed that the Christian movement has been a peaceful movement. And I'm like, have you read the Bible? I'm reading Joshua, and Joshua is being told by God to hamstring horses and burn chariots. Does that sound peaceful to you? Not quite. Now, I will say that that might be considered the Jewish historical movement, but the Bible is the building blocks of Christianity. So I look at it from both the religious and the historical point of view and sit there and go, yeah, as a religion, we might be peaceful people or trying our best to promote peaceful ways. But as a historical viewpoint, no, I have not found a single religion to date that was quote unquote peaceful. That's just fact. That's just historical fact. Now, I don't claim to know it all. I only claim to know what I've read. Some things I have heard and went, let me look into it, and found out that either they were right or they were wrong according to the actual information that you can get from the internet, the internet, the library, various other resources that are written. Now, I know from studying history that a lot of history is written by the victor. Look at American history. You got all kinds of stories and historical facts about how we defeated Nazi Germany, how we helped Britain during World War I with various forms of aid, how we pushed back the Viet Cong during Vietnam, how we claimed our independence from Britain, how we won the West, how we created the United States, and how we did this and that during Little Big Horn, or, various different battles throughout history. What about the information, or the historical information from the Native American point of view, or the Vietnamese point of view, or the German, the various points of view from those who we defeated, basically? There's very little to none of that information out. You have to literally dig deep and hard to get all that information. So it's one of those things where you have to look at both sides of the coin to get all the information, which is not exactly easy. Anyhow, I have rambled and try to focus on the no fear factor of Joshua. There's at least two more verses in Joshua to be looked at, which I will hopefully do within the next day or so. I'm sorry that during the period of time Jerry was gone, I wasn't doing daily videos, mostly because either A, I would wake up, I'm still getting used to being up and mobile before noon, because my job is basically either I've been having to be at work at either 10 in the morning or 10:30 in the morning time, which isn't too bad because, if I go to bed by, let's say, midnight and don't fall asleep until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning time, I get 6 to 8 hours worth of sleep a night, which is more than enough. According to medical science, the average adult human only needs 6 to 8 hours worth of sleep. 6 being the minimum, 8 being the maximum. And I know there are plenty of adults out there who have multiple jobs who are lucky to get 6 hours of sleep at night. In fact, I know 1 or 2 that are like, they tell me that it's lucky for them to get 4 hours of sleep a day. And I'm like, dude, that's not good. That's going to cause all kinds of physical and psychological issues. And I know this because I tried to do it. And, like, I had my full-time job at Burger King, which was like 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. and then have to come home, drive, my nose itches, drive about 20 to 30 minutes from work to home, come home, jump in bed for a 4-hour nap, and have to get up, go to my other job, work 6 hours there, and then come home, grab a bite to eat, change, and then run to my other job, or come home, grab a bite to eat, lay down for a few minutes, and then go to the other job, or just go straight from one job to the other job. And I was getting maybe 4 to 5 hours worth of sleep a day, and I have to do that like 3 to 4 days out of the week. And there are some days where I'd have off one job and on the other job, so I got to catch up on sleep, and I had no home life. Jerry had to literally do everything. Jerry had to clean and cook and do the laundry and just do everything. Plus, that was before she started YouTube. So I've been there, I've done that, and it's not easy. And it's even harder for somebody like me who has attention deficit disorder or hyperactivity disorder. And it would take me, I'd come home, and I'm supposed to be at my other job by like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'd get home at like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And it would take me an hour just to wind down so I could sleep. So by the time I got myself wound down enough to sleep, I would get 4 hours, 5 hours worth of sleep before having to get up and go to the other job. I mean, get up, eat, throw on my work clothes, and go to my other job. No time to let my food settle. And that was not good for my physical body. Was not good for my mind. Just not a good thing. But I did it. I had to. It was, and that was my life then. Thankfully, my life was not as chaotic. Anyhow, it looks like I've done almost 45 minutes worth of chit-chat. I probably got another 5-10 minutes worth of video from the trip. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I got to get my day started and whatnot, do my stuff. Anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the comment box. All of a sudden, I can't talk. Sorry. If you're new to my channel and you want to subscribe to hear more life happenings, Bible vlogs, I wouldn't say diet vlogs, but and I call them life vlogs. But anyhow, if you're interested to be a member of this crazy little thing, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and the little bell will pop up. You click on that, and YouTube will give you notifications when I put in my next video. And until next time, God bless. Have a good day. Be safe. Bye. Hey, everybody. Hi. We are on the way home. We are currently in Allen, Texas. We spent the night here, and we stopped at a place called the Chop Shop, which is a little eatery. It's like all natural health foods. We just had 2 breakfast bowls.
Health, but all natural foods, like
all natural. Foods. Yeah, Whole Foods.
Sorry.
No, that's right. You're
because they have bacon, so
yeah. Well,
any place that's got bacon.
But I got myself it's called the Balance Bowl. It's got scrambled eggs, carrot, broccoli, mushrooms, and you can get other things in there. Like I took out
cauliflower. Yeah.
Yeah, I took out the cauliflower. I didn't want the cauliflower.
Onions, and then chicken or steak.
Yep. And you have your choice of either chicken or steak for the basic protein, and then I got a shake or a juice.
Wait, and it comes over brown rice.
Yeah, it comes over brown rice. Thank you.
Sorry, no, it's okay.
No, you're reminding me.
I thought you were still describing the bowl, so.
Yeah.
And did you mention it's scrambled egg, right? You said scrambled
I got scrambled eggs.
Okay.
Yep. Then I got myself a juice. It's called the Cool Down, and it's got like watermelon, pineapple, cucumber, carrot, and I can't remember all what was in it.
Ginger or lemon? I feel like one of those.
I think it was lemon.
Okay.
But yeah, they've got several different shakes. If you live in the Texas region, I don't know how many stores they've got or how many shops. I've never heard of it up north. But check it out. It's got. I mean, for the same amount of money you would pay at McDonald's for their big breakfast, you get the same basically price for the amount of food you get here, and it is 10 times healthier than McDonald's.
And it was still like 10 times better.
Yeah, it was delicious. So I will continue to do quick videos on our trips. We are going to go up the road and stop at a place called Buc-ee's. And it's basically a gas station / souvenir store / supermarket type deal. I would classify it as a mini Walmart. But I'll give you more details on our way up north. Bye. Hey everybody, we've stopped at Buc-ee's. We didn't go in to do very much shopping.
Sorry.
Proceed to US 75 access road.
Sorry.
And turn right.
Sorry, guys.
That was Jared getting directions to our next destination to get gas. We could have gotten gas here at Buc-ee's, but we have a Phillips 66 deal where we get a percentage off our gas.
25
so
cents off.
25 cents off
Per gallon. Yeah.
Per gallon. 25 cents off per gallon. So it's cheaper for us to do it that way if we can. We just went into Buc-ee's for, just to run in and take a look around. So we're going to be heading towards Oklahoma. So the next major stop should be Oklahoma. Until next time, bye.